All right, welcome to another episode of Kev's Keepers. Um, this is part 10 of this series, and I believe it'll be the last video. I've been spending some time going through some old autographs that I have. I've been collecting autographs for 30 plus years. I haven't looked at these boxes of autographs for probably at least 15 years. Um, so I'm just going through, going like kind of a trip down memory lane, seeing some faces that I haven't thought of since the mid '90s. Thinking of some stories from getting autographs. So yeah, I this is video 10 of this series. I believe I'll be finishing off the box in this video. So as always, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, send me a comment, subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to make newer videos just to pass time during the quarantine. So we'll see how this goes. So without further ado, we'll kind of dig into our last stack. What's going on here? All right. So we'll start off with former Northwestern Wildcats wide receiver and Bears player, Dwayne Bates, wide receiver. Jump to Mario Bates, a running back with the Chiefs. It's another Mario Bates. Michael Bates, kick returner with Carolina, back in the early days of the Carolina Panthers franchise. Here we go. Red Batty, former equipment manager with the Packers. Back in the 90s, the Packers had these special Upper Deck Stadia or Collector's Choice sets. And I think it was Red Batty's worst nightmare because I'm never signed autographs for anyone. And then when these came out, he had something to sign and people would ask him for autographs. So random baseball, we got Jose Bautista. Believe here he is in his Orioles uniform. I believe he also played for the Cubs. Here we have a dual signed card. We have Brett Beck, wide receiver, and Josh Wilcox, tight end with the Saints. Kerwin Bell in his Orlando Thunder uniform. Jason Belser. Yep, Jason Belser, DB with the Colts. Donnell Bennett, running back with the Chiefs. Another Donnell Bennett. And another Donnell Bennett. All right, now we have Edgar Bennett, former Packers and Bears running back. Here he is in his Florida State uniform. Here he is with the Bears. And then Tony Bennett, linebacker. He started off his career with the Packers and was really good, and then went on and finished his career with the Colts, I believe. So there he is with the Colts, and here he is with the Packers. And here he is in his college uniform, Southern or Ole Miss. Yep, Ole Miss. All right, we have Mitch Berger, former punter with the Vikings. Steve Berline, backup QB for a long time in the NFL. Steve Berline. All right. Here's one of my favorites. Tim Biakabatuka. So back when I was like maybe 13, 14 years old, my mom, my best friend, and I, we traveled around the country for 2 summers, 2 football training camps. And we went to the Carolina Panthers. I believe it was their second year in existence. And my mom got talking to a security guard, and they had a scrimmage that night. And somehow she got us down in the field. Um, so we got Tim Biakabatuka. He came up and he talked with us, and he signed a couple autographs, and then he gave both my friend and I a glove. Um, it's really cool, really nice guy. I always remember Tim Biakabatuka. Eric Bieniemy, running back with the Chargers. Benny Blades. Jeff Blake. There's a name I haven't thought of in a while. Quarterback with the Bengals. Back when they had just drafted Kijana Carter. They had Darnay Scott and Carl Pickens as their wide receiver group, and they really like to air it out with Blake, and he definitely had the arm. Right, is Tony Baselli a Hall of Famer? I know he just recovered from Corona, so congrats to Tony on that. But I'll remember getting Tony's autograph. The Jaguars held their training camp in Wisconsin for, I believe, their first summer. And my friend and I chased Tony on a golf cart for probably half a mile, and he finally stopped and he signed for us. I know golf carts don't get going too fast, but he had a pretty good head start, and we caught up, and he stopped. But I'll always remember chasing him down on a golf cart. David Boston, one of the most ripped wide receivers I've ever seen in my life. He is a big lad. Corey Bradford signed on this card, and then Michael Blair is the unsigned part. Corey Bradford was a wide receiver. Michael Blair was a running back. I have a few more Corey Bradfords here. He played with the Packers for a few seasons. Matt Brock, Packers defensive end in the early 90s. Blake Brockermeyer. He might have been a pick of the Panthers in their expansion year, but he was an offensive tackle. Aaron Brooks with the Packers. Told an Aaron Brooks story before in another video. I'll always remember Aaron Brooks asking where he can find prostitutes in Green Bay, asking some teenagers. Michael Brooks, defensive lineman or linebacker with the Giants. Here we have Robert Brooks, former defensive back with the Wisconsin Badgers. Then our other Robert Brooks, wide receiver with the Packers. He's a really good one back in the mid to late 90s. Bern Bostic, center for the Rams. It says he's center on the card, but he's definitely playing, or says it's center. He says the card says he's a center, but he's definitely playing right guard on the card. Cucho Brown. There's a name I forgot. Then we have Derek Brown, another tight end. There he is with the Giants. Here he is with the Saints. Next we have the Gravedigger, Gilbert Brown. My favorite Packer back in the mid to late 90s. I loved Gilbert Brown. Remember he had the Gilbert burger at Burger King, and I will admit that I downed at least a handful of those things. More Gilberts. And then we have Jonathan Brown, a very short career with the Packers as a defensive end outside linebacker. Former Super Bowl MVP Larry Brown. Reuben Brown, lineman with the Bills. And then we move in, I believe, another Hall of Famer, Isaac Bruce. So my mom will always remember Isaac Bruce because he signed a ton, and I had a bunch of Isaac Bruce signed cards. And back when I was young, I had birds, and my mom accidentally let one of my birds out of the cage, and he ate up a bunch of my Isaac Bruce signed cards. So Isaac Bruce is always a sore spot for her, but at least I have one that survived. Mark Bruner, tight end. Here he is with the Steelers. Another random baseball, Tom Brunansky. Not Tom Emansky, Tom Brunansky. Former Brewer, former Red Sox. Wendell Bryant, former Wisconsin Badger player, drafted in the first round by the Cardinals. I'll always remember him for his dominance in the 2000 Rose Bowl, 99 Rose Bowl, one of the two. Ray Buchanan, longtime DB for the Colts. Another Ray Buchanan. Another Ray Buchanan. Ooh, T-Buck. Terrell Buckley. Another one of those early Packers flops. Although, I'll admit, Buckley did have a pretty darn good career. I mean, he moved on from the Packers to Miami, I believe, and he had a few decent seasons. Unfortunately, they weren't with the Packers. Move on, another baseball, Ellis Burks. Jeff Burris. Devin Bush, linebacker for the Falcons. Butthead, hey, we got a Butthead signing, Kevin Butler. Then we have Leroy Butler, who, again, I said this in the last video, he should be in the Hall of Fame. He was just a dominant safety of that era. And then former Bear quarterback Mark Butterfield. Move those over and grab the last stack here. See who we got. All right, we start off with Kurt Abbott in his Madison Mallards or Madison Muskies uniform. He was one of my baseball coach instructors when I was young. He actually had a cup of coffee in the majors with the Florida Marlins back in the day, before the Miami Marlins, the Florida Marlins. Trev Alberts, high pick that did not pan out, and I think he does college football now. Who in the heck is this? Inc. Aliga. Linebacker with the Saints. Don't remember that one. Derek Alexander, wide receiver with the Baltimore Ravens and the Cleveland Browns. I'll remember him because there was this kid that wanted his autograph in the worst way and would scream his name, Derek, 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 whenever he came out for practice. And as you can tell, he was a good signer. I got him with both the Chiefs and the Ravens. That's a cool looking card. I like that. Another different Derek Alexander, defensive lineman with the Vikings. Eric Allen, longtime Philadelphia Eagles corner. Terry Allen, Redskins running back. John Allred, former Bears tight end. Here's another random baseball popped in here. Wilson Alvarez. Did he throw a no-hitter? I think he threw a no-hitter. Yeah, Wilson Alvarez hurls no-hitter in his second major league start in 1991. Oh, it says it right there on the front. I'm an idiot. But yeah, Wilson Alvarez. Ashley Ambrose. Kimball Anders, a fullback with the Chiefs. Another Kimball Anders. Flip these guys around. Some more Kimball Anders. Next, we have Gary Anderson, kicker for Steelers and Vikings. As a Packers fan, I'll always remember the kick that he missed, I believe against the Falcons in the playoffs quite a while ago. That would have won the game for the Vikings, and instead, I believe the Falcons went to the Super Bowl. I also remember whenever he signed, he'd say thank you, and he'd say Ote, Ote. So I believe he's from South Africa. Yep, South Africa. Marquise Anderson, former Packers DB. Morton Anderson, one of the best kickers of his era. Joe Andruzzi, former Packers offensive lineman. Justin Armour, tight end with the Bills. Trace Armstrong, defensive lineman with the Bears. Jamie Asher, another tight end for the Redskins. Darnell Autry, Northwestern great and former Bears running back. Like these die cut cards. Jeez, more Autry. And then we have Karsten Bailey, wide receiver with the Seahawks here. Another Karsten Bailey. Another rookie Karsten Bailey. Karsten Bailey. Sheesh. I don't remember where he went after the Seahawks, but apparently wherever he went, he signed a lot. Myron Baker, linebacker with the Bears, and nice goggles there, Myron. Jerry Ball, nose tackle with the Lions. Tony Banks, former quarterback with the Rams back when they had Bruce and Holt, Marshall Faulk, but I think he was a QB right up until Kurt Warner took over, if I'm not mistaken. Another former quarterback, Pat Barnes. Fred Barnett here. Michael Barrow. And then our last card here, another Dwayne Bates, who we started this video off with. Or yeah, started this video off with. So that's all that I got for you today. So thanks for tuning in to Kev's Keepers. As always, give me a like, subscribe to my channel, comment below. I'd still like to know who Curtis Conway is married to, but I'll probably do some research before I get any comments. But anyways, thanks for tuning in. This is the last video of this series. So thanks for watching Kev's Keepers and have a great day. Bye now.